I'm going to give a very brief presentation, which is really a call to action for people to sign up to be a cool space and for people to be aware of cool spaces are. Can I go to the next slide, please? So essentially, Cool Spaces is a register of venues that we manage in-house at the GLA. And Cool Spaces are venues that help Londoners cope during hot weather. There are essential standards to qualify. One of the key ones is that it needs to be free access for everyone to go in, minimum 2 days a week. It needs to have free sitting space, free drinking water, and needs to provide a lower temperature than outdoors when it's hot through a number of different means, such as ventilation, natural ventilation, or AC. Can you go to the next slide, please, Malak? Thank you. In collaboration with our public health unit, we have identified a set of criteria to ensure that cool spaces help us support Londoners when it's hot. We are also aware that for many organizations, it's quite difficult to provide all the standards to the level that is required for a space to be readily available, reliably open to the community. So we have a two-tier system to ensure that organizations that have lower capacity can be part of the scheme. The key difference between being a tier 1 cool space and a tier 2 cool space is the amount of hours that a organization can be open to the public. So tier 1 need to be open 5 days a week, 10 to 5, whereas tier 2 at least 2 days a week. And there are other small differences, such as the level of accessibility and the ability to provide full accessibility to disabled persons, wheelchair users. Can I go to the next slide, please? What Cool Spaces looks like to the general public is a map. And there's a customizable
I think we might have lost Michele for a second.
complemented by a number of other datasets and find a cool space. It's also phone use optimized for people to find a space while they are out and about and are potentially
If we're losing Michele's sound,
caught out, so to speak, in hot.
Maybe he should turn off his video.
Sorry, did you hear that, Michele? Oh, we can't hear you very well. Hello?
Do you want me to step in, Emily?
Yeah, if that's okay. Sorry, Sarah.
No, that's fine. Sorry. So my name's Sarah Eli, and I'm doing this with Michele today in relation to cool spaces. I am the director of Somerstown Community Association. We're based in Somerstown in the borough of Camden, just behind the British Library. And we came on board with the cool spaces for a multitude of different reasons. We're a community facility. We have 2 spaces in close proximity, and it was interesting from the London Fire Brigade and all the other presentations that have happened. We're dealing in Somerstown with just those sort of scenarios with people sort of overheating, they're vulnerable. The communities that come and access our community centres are indeed those people that other presentations have been speaking about. So what Somerstown Community Association wanted to do was to offer a cool space. We're fortunate enough because obviously we're funded by strategic partner funding from Camden, so our centres are open. So we have that accessibility for that longer duration, whereas others don't. But I know others in the area, at the local church, are looking at how they may be able to offer open space for a duration as well. But we're open from 9 till 5. So what we're trying to do now is advertise that we are a cool space. We're now on the map. And what that will mean is people can come in, it's cooler inside than it is outside. But not only will they be able to come in and access our space, because we're also a warm space in the winter, but they will also be able to come in and access our space, and they'll have access to water, they'll have access to somewhere where they can sit down and cool down. We're also trying to look into training where we can sort of understand what, in terms of extreme heat, or, what are the words, the markers to look for if someone's obviously at risk of extreme heat or experiencing extreme heat. So we're trying to work with public health to see where we can train our staff up on that. But why did we get involved? We got involved because we're working with the most vulnerable in society. We have these people coming through our door. We felt to not do it was something really we really couldn't do, but it also wanted to do it and show that it can be done. It's not a massive amount of, it's not resource intensive. If, say, for example, community centres are open already, or if a faith space is open already, it's maybe a little tweak, getting some training to understand what those, say, if some, if it's an extreme heat or extreme weather experience, what we need to do as an organisation, what our staff need to be trained in. We can't just expect our staff to, to have people come in and they don't know or haven't got knowledge of how to help someone. That would be worse. So we've registered as a core space. We've made sure that we're open. We've made sure we have access to water. We're making sure our staff get training. We're trying to collaborate with other people that have more knowledge than we do. But what we're also trying to do is set ourselves up as an example that other community centres to follow. Because, say, for example, in Camden, there were 17 community centres alone. If we're all already funded, we all already have our doors open with a little bit of a tweak, a little bit of change, a little bit of training here or there and support, we can all become core spaces. And by doing that, we exponentially increase the offer to those who could be in need. So really our rationale was that we're doing it already. We need to be doing this on top, but we also fully acknowledge that we need to know more. I suppose that's what I'm trying to say, which is why I'm here today. We need to learn from those in public health. We need to learn, how we can better help people. We need to train our staff. We need to potentially look at volunteers. We need to look at, okay, if someone doesn't want to put on a fan at home, or if someone is concerned about putting their fridge freezer on, all of those things, how can a community centre help you other guys, other organisations to explain to local people, actually, that's not quite right. It isn't this, isn't this. We need to train ourselves as well to have that knowledge, because we're also, Somerstown was also one of the future neighbourhood areas under the Mayor of London. So we've got a bit of a head start in terms of climate and sustainability, but we want to know more. We want to collaborate with all of you guys. So what you're doing looks fascinating. But I think if we can work with public health, we can work with London Fire Brigade, we can work with all of you. I think those that then come through our doors, we can help you educate them in terms of their understanding, whether it's about why not to use a barbecue, or yes, okay, greening versus not greening, and or wilding versus not wilding. We can be your mouthpieces in terms of, because I mean, say for example, last year alone we had 22,000 people come through the door alone. So if you amplify that across all the community centres who are already funded, it's not new money required. It's something we're already doing. We're targeting those that you're all talking about being most vulnerable, whether it be the elderly, because we too are concerned about those with mental health issues, those that are isolated, those that are on their own, those that are not hearing about these things. There might be language issues. There might be all sorts of manner of issues. We have the connections with those communities already. That's what we do for a day job. What we need to learn is what you do for a day job, so we can get the expertise to then share that with those that come through our door. But that's, I say, it hasn't really taken much money for us. It's just basically, creating a flyer, talking to you guys, wondering how we can do it, and working with also Camden Council and Chin in terms of what Camden Council are doing and connecting the dots, really.